Am I just gonna give up on Frederick Bachman? Like, this might be his last chance. Hey, what's up? Hello, it's Katie Colson here. Welcome to, or welcome back to my channel. And today we're gonna talk about the books that I want to read in March. Now, there's a couple of them that I'm not sure about because I have not had the greatest experience with other books by that author recently, and then some books where I'm like, listen, you know, I have heard bad things about them, but I want to know what the hype is about. And not good hype, but why everybody's talking about it. So we'll get into those, but of course, before we do that, we all already know the drill, and I'm going to talk about the sponsor of today's video, which is the lovely Book of the Month. Hey, are you ready for the most chaotic ad of all time? Hello, ready to provide. So listen, you know, obviously I had plans to put on makeup and not just be wearing my freaking Scully t-shirt to talk about my favorite sponsor of all time, Book of the Month. But listen, we had a little mix up with the delivery of the package. Nothing to do with Book of the Month. It's my neighbors. If you've seen any of my vlogs or been on my live streams, you know the neighbors I'm talking about. But listen, they've moved or in the process of moving, so I'm not gonna have to deal with them again. But anyway, I finally got the box, okay? Let's not talk about what I had to do to get it, but I finally got it. And I have to go to work, the dreaded work, in like 20 minutes, and I do not want to wait to open this box because this is the first month that Book of the Month is starting out this new thing where instead of just offering 5 books, they're going to be offering 7 books. And I'm like, that is so amazing because then you get even more to choose from. Speaking of something that Book of the Month does is that if there is a month where you're like, I'm not really feeling these selections, or this is just not like the books that maybe I'm looking for this month, you can always skip with absolutely no penalty. Like, you will not be charged. It's basically like a team of book lovers and readers who read hundreds of new and anticipated releases, and they pick out 5, but now 7 books that they think that you should have your eyes on for that coming month. Also, it is absolutely the lowest price for new hardcover release fiction, like, period. Trust me, I've looked. And then if you use my code, which is Katie, at checkout, you're gonna get your first book for $9.99. Hello? Are you seeing the astonishment? $9.99, it's freaking insane. We're gonna go through the books. Okay, I haven't seen them yet, and I'm so excited. I just feel it. I feel it it's gonna be good. Okay. The Unsinkable Greta James by Jennifer E. Smith. This looks like it's gonna be like maybe contemporary or something like that, but I love this like Urban Outfitters aesthetic. Like, that's cute. The Story of a Private Investigation by Erica Krause. Tell me everything. I'm obsessed with this cover. I'm obsessed. Like, this is a cover buy. This is a cover buy for sure. Oh, let's talk about a cover buy. Let's talk about a cover buy. The Cartographers by Ping Shepherd. This is stunning. I'm obsessed. Like, this could literally just be maps on the inside and I would buy it. The Verifiers by Jane Peck. I'm like, literally, are you kidding me? That is cute. Dating Dr. Dill. Okay, the title's leaving a lot to be desired, but the cover's making up for it. Love Has Met Its Match. Is this not the hottest thing you've ever seen? Like, that is so cute. I love the colors. I love the way he's looking at her, that she's on the throne. She's hot, he's hot. This is freaking cute. Guys, okay, wait, hold on. I forgot that it was coming out this month. I forgot. Hello. The Book of Cold Cases by Simone St. James. This is one of my anticipated releases. Oh my God, Book of the Month coming through. This was not the one I thought that they were gonna do. There's another one, but like, I don't wanna like get my hopes up. But this is not the one I thought they were gonna do, but I'm so happy because this is such a surprise. Like, I love Simone St. James. I have one more in the classic Book of the Month box. I think these are so cute. Like, they're just so stunning. I love this bright, vibrant blue. Okay, let's see. Did I just speak this into being? Did I predict the future? Did I predict the future? Remember just now when I was like, I didn't think this was gonna be the thriller that they were gonna pick? Okay. Listen. The Bear's Apartment by Lucy Riley. Look at this cover. This is stunning. Oh my God, the pink. This is so beautiful. Oh my God, God bless that they're doing 7 books, because in any other month before now, they would have had to have picked either Lucy Foley or Simone St. James. They couldn't have done both, but now they could do both. Oh my God. Okay, this is so freaking pretty. It says, meet the residents of number 12, a beautiful old apartment building in the city of light. The socialite, the nice guy, the alcoholic, the girl on the verge, the concierge. Everyone's a neighbor, everyone's a suspect, and everyone knows something they're not telling. See you in Paris. Bro, okay. I'm in love. I'm in love. Book of the month. You really freaking nailed it this month. You freaking killed it. Thank you so much for sponsoring this video. And I know that this has probably been forever. So let's jump right into the TBR. The first two books that I'm going to read in March are books that were chosen by the Smut Salon. So my Patreon is themed after Bunny, obviously. Hello, it's like my brand. And it's called the Smut Salon. And then there are two groups of people. There are the Darlings and the Duchesses. So the Duchesses will pick out two books every month. One of the books is something that we will buddy read, and then we will do a live show for it at the end of the month and discuss what we thought and our opinions and everything, go into spoilers. And then we have another thing that the Duchesses pick out, and that is a book that they want to see me vlog. So for this month, the first book I have is the one that they want to see me vlog, and that is Gallant by V.E. Schwab. Now this originally was winning the contest to be the buddy read, but it was pointed out to me very kindly by quite a few international friends that said that they would not have the opportunity to get the book until later, and they wouldn't be able to read it before the time of the live show. And I totally respect that. So instead, I'm going to do this as a reading vlog. But basically, we are following this young girl who has been going to this girls' boarding school, and she knows nothing of her family and nothing of her like familial past until one day she gets a letter that's inviting her to go home to Gallant. So Gallant is what they call this like mansion, basically. So she goes there. But immediately she starts seeing like half-formed ghosts. There's kind of like evil spirits, ghouls, things just don't look right. And she wants to figure out what are these secrets that have been plaguing her family. She's determined to figure it out, and she kind of uncovers that there is this like entity, this dark master of the house that's looming over this mansion. And she wants to unravel these secrets that have like unraveled generations of her family. And she is basically having to take over fighting this master of the house. I feel like I'm gonna read it and it's not even gonna be really about that. Like that's what the summary says, but that sounds so crazy. But I'm gonna read it no matter what because it's freaking V.E. Schwab, like hello? And the second book, the one that we will be reading as our buddy read, is The Maid by, it's Nikki or Nikita Prose. It's one of those. Anyway, but The Maid is supposed to be like a cozy mystery. Gabby read it for a book club pick and she freaking loved it. And then Jordaline gave it 5 stars and Jordan was like, it's amazing. You're gonna love it. Please read it. So this is basically like a cozy comedy mystery of this girl who has some sort of like social disorder or like anxiety disorder where she finds it very difficult to understand social cues, finds it very difficult to understand other people's intentions. And it's kind of always like finding herself in trouble, especially like with people when she communicates. And her grandmother was the one that always like deciphered the world for her, but her grandmother unfortunately passed away. So our main character is a hotel maid, and one day she goes into the room of a very wealthy and infamous man and finds him dead. Now, because of her odd, unusual way of talking and acting, the police target her as a main suspect, and she has to try to like get these clues and solve this murder so that she doesn't get framed for it. And apparently it's supposed to be that there's like a bunch of people that work in this hotel that are like unlikely friends, like she didn't know that they even cared about her, that joined up with her to solve this crime. And Jordaline said it's sweet. She said she cried at the end, and I am so freaking pumped to read this book. Like, look at this cover. And then shockingly, I have a nonfiction I want to read this month, and that's because the hold is about to come in on Libby, and that is Ace. This is a nonfiction. The title of it is actually very long, and I don't remember what the entire title is, but I know that I believe A Clockwork Reader read it, and it was one of her best books of the year, I'm pretty sure. And I believe it was her that read it, and she was like, she's not even asexual, and she was like, this book is so informative, it's so well done, it's so good. And then I've heard Gabby talk about it, and I really want to read this because I myself label myself as asexual. I basically have for a really long time, and I want to read this because this is basically diving into like what is sexual attraction and what does it mean to go through life in a world that is predominantly like led by sexual attraction, and how you see it or can see it in certain things in media, and how it is villainized at times, and how you can better understand yourself. So I'm very intrigued to read this book, and I feel like this is a book where I'm going to listen to it and immediately buy the physical book to annotate because it's just giving me 5-star vibes. Okay, here's the thing. I want to say this real quick. I'm not I'm not feeling Frederick Bachman this year. 2021, Frederick Bachman was killing it. I gave 5 stars to Every Morning the Way Home Gets Longer and Longer and to Anxious People. But then when I reread Anxious People, I gave it 4 stars. And then I picked up A Man Called Uva, 1 star. Freaking terrible. Hated it. And then right now, I'm 50% of the way through My Grandmother Asked Me to Tell You She's Sorry. And I don't understand, like, what is going on in this book, like, why I should care, and it's just kind of boring. And then there's, like, a bunch of people on my live right now, because I'm streaming with my Patreons right now, or my patrons. I always call them Patreons, with my patrons right now. And a lot of them said that that book was their least favorite, so I'm swiftly DNFing it. But here's the thing. I've wanted to read Beartown for a long time. I've heard such amazing things about this book, but I've also heard amazing things about A Man Called Uva, and I'm the only person I know, except for Grace, that thought that it sucked. So I kind of feel like this is going to be the same thing, but this is about this small town that puts all their hopes and dreams into this junior ice hockey team because they're about to compete in these like semi-finalists and they really think they have a chance of winning. And it's the only thing that the town is known for. It's the only thing they have pride in. Now, it's basically a group of teenage boys that has the responsibility of this entire town's like hopes on their shoulders. But then this like semi-finalist competition is a catalyst for a young girl getting attacked and traumatized, and it sends the town into turmoil. I'm pretty sure this is like a slice of life story, and I'm usually not a fan of slice of life stories, so we're gonna have to see. But if I do end up liking this, I will pick up the second book, which I did not realize that this is a series. Apparently the third book is getting translated right now, but it's Us Against You. I don't want to read the back of this one because it might spoil this one, but we'll see. This is really like, I'm kind of like, this is his last chance. Like, this is his last chance on backlisted titles because I'll read anything he comes out with in the future, but have not been a fan of this man's backlist. And then we've got a serious chunker, and that's Middle Game by Shauna McGuire. Now, I have heard so many people read this and absolutely adore it, and I thought that it was going to be a standalone, but I guess the second book just came out. I've heard Kayla talk about it so many times, and I'm like, okay, listen, this could either be a 1 star or a 5 star. Like every book that Kayla hypes up, I either absolutely love it or hate it. So this could really go in either direction, but it's by Shauna McGuire, who also wrote the Wayward Children series, of which I adore. So I have hope for this. And this is supposed to be like a fantasy, kind of like a sci-fi fantasy where this guy who is like an alchemist created these twins. And one of them is Roger, and he's very skilled in communication, in storytelling, in language and words. And then there's Dodger, who is very skilled in math and views the world and understands the world through numbers. They're both very intelligent in very different ways. Like basically one is like the left side of the brain and one is the right side of the brain. And this alchemist created them to basically get them to help him ascend into godhood. I don't know how that will work, but I'm willing to give it a shot. Here's another Kayla recommendation that will either be 5 stars or 1 star. I'm assuming 1 star because no one else on this earth besides her has liked it, but it's My Heart is a Chainsaw by Stephen Graham Jones. Now, I already know that I don't really care for Stephen Graham Jones writing. It's just not for me, but I want to give this a shot mainly because I love the cover so much. And it sounds so wicked and I just want to give it a try. But I do know that I'm going to go in with very low expectations and hope for the best. But this is supposed to be about a girl who is obsessed with horror movies and she views everything as one, like views her life in terms of horror movies. Now, when in her small town, blood actually starts spilling, you get to see from her point of view, her encyclopedic like knowledge of mass murders, and she predicts what's gonna happen next, like with these murders. I don't understand, like part of me is like, is she the murderer? Because I feel like that would make sense. I don't know. Stephen Graham Jones is wacky, so I have no idea, but I am willing to give it a try and hope that I love it. And then I have Under the Whispering Door by TJ Klune. Now, the audio is coming in like 4 weeks, which hopefully means it'll really come in 2 weeks, but I want to listen to this on audio because I'm not a fan of the way the pages are laid out. Personally, there's just too many words on each page, you know what I'm saying? But the summary of this sounds so freaking cute. This is about a man named Wallace, and he has just recently passed away. And at his funeral, someone shows up to shepherd him to the afterlife, but he doesn't want to go. He doesn't feel like he's lived. He's been too mundane, too shut in, and he doesn't feel like he's actually lived. So this guy takes him to this town that's on the border of the afterlife, and he goes to a cafe. And there's a man who runs this coffee shop, and it's like a gay love story of that coffee shop owner trying to fit in a lifetime of living in 7 days, because Wallace is given 7 days before he must pass on. And I just think that's so freaking cute. I am so excited. I feel like this is a book that's gonna make me cry. We can hope. Listen, I'm gonna do it, but I'm really struggling to think that I'm gonna have fun doing it. It's the Mindfck series, books 1 through 5 by S.T. Abbey, which is the dumbest name I've ever heard. That can't be real. And if that's real, I need to meet your parents, because the fuck? That's so stupid. I'm so sorry if that's the author's real name, but like you should just change it. Like that's bad. Stabby. Okay, everybody's talking about this. McKay made me buy this. He made me buy it. He said, I'll love it. And it has amazing ratings. Amazing ratings. But I read the back summary, and it's some of the worst writing I've ever heard in my life. Let me just read it to you. Monsters can come in many forms. They took too much, left too little. I had nothing to lose. Until him. I didn't expect him. I didn't want to fall in love, but I can't let him go. Logan Bennett makes the world a safer place. He's brilliant. He's a hero. He locks away the sick and depraved. But while he's saving lives, I'm taking them, collecting the debts that are owed to me. 10 years ago, they took from me. They left me for dead. They should have made sure I was dead. Oh, I fucking can't. Now I'm taking from them, one name at a time. I've trained for too long. I've been patient. I can't stop now. Revenge is best served cold. They never see me coming until I paint their walls red. Am I reading a different book than everybody else? Like, I'm scared. I will be reading this because I'm going to vlog it, but I'm scared. And then I'm going to continue on with the Spy Family series, and I believe that this is up to date now. I don't know if the 7th one has come out. I have 5 and 6, and this is this amazing manga that is about a spy who is set on a mission to take down this political figure that is trying to set up World War III, and the only way that he can get close to him is by going to his son's private school, because that's the only place this guy's seen in public. So the mission is to find a wife and get a kid. So he adopts this girl at an orphanage, but doesn't realize that she's a telepath. And then the girl that he marries is an assassin, and they're both marrying each other for their missions, but none of the 3 of the family have any idea that the other one is the other, like what they do. And it's so fucking funny. Like the shenanigans, it's so heartwarming. It's so comedic. Like, I know these covers look insane and Spy Family sounds so ridiculous, but like, trust me, they're so good. And then, of course, I'm going to mention this one because I'm sure I'll read it because it is so tiny, and I like reading books like this during my Patreon sprints. And this is Extraordinary by V.E. Schwab. I love this cover so much. And like, there's something about a hardcover comic or graphic novel that just like is so sturdy and amazing. But this is supposed to be set in the villains universe. So like vicious, vengeful. And then I believe the last book is going to be called Victorious. And now that I'm saying that, when is that going to come out? Isn't she writing like 3 other books right now? Anyway, this is a girl who I think like she can see how people are going to die. And then I believe that Victor and Eli are also in this like a little bit. I don't know, but I really like the villains world, and I'm down to ride for anything V.E. Schwab writes. Okay, the last thing I'm going to talk about is a big maybe, but I'm never going to say never, okay? And that is I just in February read the entirety of the Veronica Speedwell series, and now I'm like, I want to read them again. I want to read them again. I want to read them again. Oh my God, these 2 are my favorite. So this is the first book, A Curious Beginning, and then the 4th book, A Dangerous Collaboration. Now, what I've told myself to hold back is that when I get all of these books, so there's 7 books, when I get all 7 of them, I am going to reread them and annotate, because this is my new comfort series. I love it so much. I love the characters. These are like Victorian era cozy mysteries, and it is about 2 historians, Veronica and Stoker, who are so freaking cute. I'm obsessed. And the banter between them is so goddamn good. So he is like a taxidermist and she is a butterfly historian. And they keep finding themselves in situations where people are either they're finding people that have been murdered, or people are asking them to solve murders. And it's kind of like they're not detectives, but they're good at it. So people are like, I don't want to involve the police, so can you solve this? And they're like, well, I got it. And it's so funny and it's so cute and I love it so much. And I need to go through and annotate my favorite scenes because their relationship, like if you want a slow burn, this shit is a slow burn, but it gets somewhere. That's the thing. It's not like on Law & Order SVU, we're just waiting for them to kiss and it's been freaking 17 seasons and they never do it. This is like, you will get there eventually. Trust me. I've read them all. You will. But I love them and I might reread them this month, but I will definitely reread them at some point this year. Oh, I also want to say that I am currently listening to the audio for Sex Cult Nun, which is a nonfiction that is blowing my fucking mind about this religious cult that like has this crazy grotesque sexual shit that happens in it. It's told from the like the person who's writing it. This is her life story and the history of her family, and it's wild. It's wild. Erin said she absolutely loved it. It scared the shit out of her, but she freaking loved it. It grossed her out. And I'm like, listen, bitch, I'm gonna read that shit. Okay, that is gonna wrap it up for all of the many books that I want to read in the month of March. I have been doing extremely well reading this year. Like, honestly, it's kind of embarrassing how many books I've been reading, probably because of these sprints. I'm getting so much shit done. So I do have faith that I will read quite a few of these, I think. I believe in myself. I think I will. So let me know down below which ones you're the most excited about, or if you've heard any of the ones I'm excited about and you know of a book that is similar to that you think I would really enjoy, please let me know. And I also want to say another big thank you to Book of the Month for continuing to sponsor this channel. I really appreciate it so much. They're such a delight to work with. So thank you, Harper at Book of the Month. I really appreciate it. And all of that to say, if you want to follow me on Goodreads or Instagram, they will be linked down below, as well as the ever prominent Patreon link, because the Smut Salon, the bunnies, like we are growing stronger every day. Like it's insane. I'm obsessed with y'all, like truly obsessed. And I've started posting exclusive videos on there. So if you want to see that shit, you can subscribe. Okay, that's what I'm saying. Anyway, I hope you're having an amazing day, evening, night, dusk, dawn, whatever it is you're having in whatever part of the world you're in right now. And I will see you in a video coming very soon. Bye.